Are you interested in purchasing real estate, but you think that you need to have $1 million in the bank, or you think that you need to have a license, or if you think that you need to be some brainiac? Please stay tuned to the end of this episode, and I'm going to debunk these 3 lies that we've been told about real estate. Good evening. I want to talk to you today about the 3 biggest lies in real estate. Now, for my whole life, almost 40 years, I've been hearing these 3 big misconceptions and big lies about real estate. So now today I'm here to debunk these. Now, the first almost prerequisite that I've been hearing that you have to have in order to even think about buying real estate property is going to be you need at least $1 million in the bank. Okay? The second lie I've been hearing and told my whole life about real estate is that you need to have a license to buy property. The third lie I've been told my whole life is that you have to be super smart in order to even think about purchasing a real estate property. Now, these 3 things right here could not be further from the truth. Most of the people who were saying these things like this were people who, they're good people, but they just did not want other people to, dibble and dabble into real estate because they were making really good money. See, that's the thing. Sometimes when people say certain things, they can maybe try to deter you because they don't want you doing what it is that they're doing. Now, let's get into the very first lie. You need to have at least $1 million in the bank before you get started with real estate. Now, this right here could not be further from the truth. See, most people who say stuff like this, they only say stuff like that because they don't want you to do what they are doing. See, I got a partner of mine. Back in the day, he was really, really big into real estate. And he used to go around telling people, oh yeah, man, you gotta have a gazillion dollars in a bank account. And then when he first initially said that, when I was a kid, I was thinking, man, you got to have a gazillion dollars in a bank account before you can even think about real estate. But then next thing you know, as I got older, I was like, shit, hold on now. He don't have no gazillion dollars in his bank account. He only has 15,000 in his bank account. But he still has real estate. See, that's when I realized right there that you do not need to have $1 million in the bank before you're able to buy real estate property. See, all it is just knowing how to set up your money the correct way. So for example, let's just say if you know you want to buy some real estate property, but you don't have $1 million in the bank, 100,000, nothing like that in your bank account. Now, but you still want to be successful in real estate and you still want to be like a legacy for your family and stuff like that. So now you need a brand new living room suite, okay? That's going to cost you about $35,000. Let's just say once you get the nice couch with the stereo system inside of it, and you're going to change your drapes, and you're going to get a new TV, and you want everything to match. You're going to get all the cherry wood and stuff like that. So it's going to cost you about 35, 40,000 like that once the furniture store get done putting their taxes on it, and once they install it and everything like that. Now, you want the living room suite, but you also want to buy some property. So you would think to yourself, man, I don't have enough money to go buy some property. But actually you do. Instead of spending that 40,000 on that living room suite and that surround sound and movie theater setup, instead of spending it on that, go to an auction. Maybe like a police auction or some kind of like a liquidation auction or something like that. You can find some really, really, really good deals at auctions. And you was going to spend 40,000 anyway on your living room. So what you could do, you could take that money and then go down to, like I said, an auction and then get a piece of property that's, highly discounted because maybe no one else wanted to purchase this property or anything like that. But you could take that property, put, let's just say $15,000, $20,000 into it. And then you can have your passive income right there. And then that way, that house will pay for your new $40,000 living room suite instead of you actually paying for the living room suite. Lie number 2. You need to have a license in order to purchase real estate property. Now, This has a little bit of validity to it right here on this one, because if you want to purchase like a large commercial property, like you want to do, let's say like a big apartment complex or, something like that, then yes, you would perhaps need to have a real estate license, to make sure all the paperwork is, done right and make sure the deal is set up the right way. But 9 times out of 10, whenever a person says they want to have real estate, 9 times out of 10, they're talking about residential real estate. They normally don't talk about commercial real estate until they have a few residential pieces, and then they want to up level the game to the commercial. But now for this demonstration here, we're going to stick with the residential here. So if you are interested in purchasing some residential property, no, you do not have to have a real estate license. The only thing you need to do is have great communication skills. That's the only prerequisite for that you need to have. Because see, with great communication skills, you can know how to like wheel and deal and, get good houses and deals on houses and, deals on building material and, things like that. See, that's all you need in the game, is to have really good communication skills. You do not need to have a license. So for example, my granddad, he's been in the real estate game ever since like the 40s. And then he's amassed like over like 50 pieces of property without having a real estate license. My granddad, he knows how to talk to people. People like come to him like if they need something. So he knows exactly what to do. And then whenever those people who come to my granddad asking for advice and things like that, they would say, "Oh, hey, Mr. Reed, yeah, my daughter just got a divorce from her husband. Do you know somebody with a piece of property for rent?" Then my granddad is going to say, "Yeah, baby, I got something for rent right here for you." See, even though he doesn't have a real estate license, but he still has customers purchasing, homes and renting homes from him. So again, you do not need a physical real estate license for residential. Now, if you're trying to do commercial, like big type of, commercial properties and stuff like that, then yes, I would definitely recommend, going to a real estate school and getting your actual realtor site license. So that way, you can make sure the deal is set up the right way on your actual commercial property. Line number 3, you need to be super smart in order to have real estate. Now, this one here is the crock of BS right here. I know people who, they not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but they got 40 or 50, 60, 70 pieces of property. See, never let what somebody tell you like really affect you. Always go do your own research. Like, we live in like the modern era where you can just go Google something or whatnot. So when somebody tell you some stupid stuff like, "Oh, you have to be a PhD or XYZ, LMNOP, you got to have more degrees behind your name than a damn thermostat," don't let nobody tell you nothing like that, because they're only trying to tell you that because they have those degrees behind their name, which is, really good accolades, and they've purchased real estate property and stuff like that, but they just don't want you to get into it. Like I said again, anytime somebody tell you some BS like that, please do your own research. You do not have to be no brainiac, no Professor Xavier or nothing like that. No, you just know every single thing like you a genie and stuff like that. No, you don't need to know all of that. You don't have to be super smart. You don't have to have graduated from the dean's list or the principal list or them cum laudes, magna summa, and all of that stuff. You don't need to have all of that, type of knowledge for real estate. You don't. Only thing you need to make sure is you have your duckies in a row, meaning that you have your finances in a row. And the next thing you need to have is really good communication. Those are the only prerequisites or whatnot that you need for real estate. You don't need no license. You don't need no million or octillion dollars in the bank account. You don't need all of that. Again, people say stuff like that because they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And they're only trying to just deter you from being successful, or either more successful than you currently are. Because think about it. Somebody who's truly successful, they would never try to tell you anything like that to throw you off track. Successful people want to uplift you. If you like this episode, or if you found it useful, please press that like and subscribe button. And that about wraps it up for today's episode. Until next time, I'll catch you later.